So there you are. Vincent Wells, I know you're confined to hell, but you could have at least sent Warren. At least I would have somebody to howl with. Although this little thing, I suppose it is a cute little way to get me there, since I'm still alive and you're dead, and we can't really meet up in the flesh. Or in your case, you'd be bones by now, and maybe some bit of slime. But anyway, welcome to Shadow's Body Farm. For those in your audience who do not know who I am, my name is Shadow, and I am an artist of many talents living on the eastern shore of Nova Scotia, Canada. Although my artistic talents is in a wide variety of things, and I mean a wide variety. If it's art, I've done it at least once. My main focus right now is working with bone and preserving the beauty in those that are decayed. So come and let's see a little bit about the Body Farm and what it is that I do here. Now for any of you demons who are a little bit squirmish, you might want to shut your eyes. It's not like we have anything that is full-blown bloated this time of year, but we do have a lot of bones, some of which still has a little bit of connective tissue, but just a little bit. Nothing that's too scary, nothing that's too gross, and definitely nothing that stinks this time of year. So if we had been doing something else, let's say 3 months ago, you'd be so lucky you don't got smell-o-vision in hell, believe me, believe me. But anyway, let's go view some of our corpses. Well, come on, don't be afraid. It's only decomposition. Here's our first corpse. This unfortunate fellow had been a porcupine. It was male. There's part of his jawbone, I believe. It's so hard to tell when everything is so fragmented exactly what it was until you actually pick it up and thoroughly examine. There's part of some leg bones here, some ribs, vertebrae, and lots of quills. Now, there had been 2 male porcupines laying at this site. But what happens is our decomposer friends, the ravens, the maggots, all the beetles, they come in and they clean this up, so what you are left with is the bare bone, the structure of the skeleton. You can see right in here there's a nice cluster of vertebrae. So shall we go on to the next? Here we have the decomposed remains of a raccoon. This was, I believe, to be a male raccoon. He was found in my hometown as I went for a visit. There are some parts here that are from a porcupine where the ravens dropped it, but it's not hard to tell the bits and pieces. He's got some green on him, but with a little bit of cleaning, he will make beautiful, beautiful art. We also have an open grave in the Body Farm. This belongs to a rabbit. You can see that there has been something digging, and what that dirt in there is from the birds. And the reason why our raven friends have been digging is they love maggots. Maggots are a very rich food source for the crows and ravens, and they love to eat them. So what they do is they go into where there is a corpse and they scrape the ground, much like a chicken scrapes for feed scratch. Right here, you're very interested in this one, it looks like. That is part of a younger raccoon that I found very local to me. That structure right there is a foot. You can see where all of the little toe bones are linked together. It's very interesting how everything is connected. If you look at our own human hands, or our demon hands, which are very similar, we are very, very close structurally to the other creatures on our planet. Here we have a young female who I've named Baby. And the reason of such is she was a baby porcupine from this year's litter. I found her on the highway. There is her skull. She is completely shattered. There's no way to save that skull. You can see her spinal column, her hips, part of her femur. That's her front leg here that has been pulled back from the front. Scapula, and there's the humerus here. As you can see, when the porcupine rots down, a lot of the quills are left behind. We saw this with the older decomposed males. These quills will last for 3 or 4 years in the rot, and they're still very sharp. So you have to be careful when rummaging around the remains of porcupines. That little beauty down there is a female pheasant. She's only been here for, I'd probably say, a week now. There's not a lot of decomposition showing itself on the outside. There is a lot of action on the inside. A lot of you know that when a corpse has been a few hours dead, there's bloat, and the reason for that is all of the bacteria inside of the gut content cause gas, which fills, and the body essentially starts decomposing itself from the inside out. You can't tell from the outside, but inside there's a lot of stuff going on. I forgot to mention a very special friend who we can't view right now as I neglected to bring gloves on this little trip. But inside of this black milk crate down here is Mildred. Mildred is a skunk, and I'm very excited to be working with her. She was found as roadkill with a 100% complete skull. So we will see what that's like in probably about a month's time. So Vincent, if you would like to come back and see what she is doing, please feel free to come back at any time to view the progress. Now that we have seen the more macabre side of this business, why don't we go in and see what the finished product of this process is. This is just a small selection of items that I've made over the years out of bones, quills, and antler. I'll start off showing you my painted skulls. I've been doing these for the last 6 or 7 years now. Every one has its own story about what it's designed for and who the particular animal was. I work very intuitively with the animals themselves through meditation and other intuitive methods to help me decorate them. You could say in a way that the animals are helping me decide who they are going to be. We also have some small curiosity bottles here. They all have their own little tags that says what is in there. This one is coyote teeth. We also have our lucky rabbit's foot. Of course, a lot of people would say that it's not so lucky for the rabbit. Some porcupine quill earrings. Now, a lot of the jewelry that I do with the bones and quill, I also use recycled beads. All of the earring hooks, those are all brand new, but in a lot of cases the beads that I use have been recycled from other old jewelry that was broken and discarded. In that little vial there I've got squirrel foot bones. There's some slices from an antler disc that was found naturally shed in the woods behind my house. This is a very interesting little item that is a segment from a pig's jaw with the tooth still in it. Now these are spina column from porcupine with some porcupine quills from the same animal. These can be used as car danglers from your rear view mirror, or you can even wear them as a necklace. I've had some people buy them just for that purpose. Here we have my own personal necklace with a wobbler. This is a little guy that I hit with my car one day on the way to work. So I brought him home and cleaned him up and made him into a necklace. That is a vertebrae from a porcupine. Raven vertebrae earrings. Some more work with antler. And in the shadow box here, we have a hummingbird in a nest. This was one of my very first taxidermy projects, although I did not taxiderm the hummingbird. She was found, it was 40 years ago in 2008, that she was found in the Halifax dockyards. An elderly friend of mine had found her one day trapped between some doors at work, already dead. And she didn't know what to do with her, so she put her in a pill bottle, and she had sat there for 40 years. And when she was ill, she was deciding what she was going to do with everything, and she was cleaning out her house, and she said, "I know just the person for that hummingbird." She gave me the hummingbird, and I did her all up like this, and she sat in the woman's house for 2 years before her death, and this is one of her most prized showpieces in her home. I hope you enjoyed your visit here with me at the Body Farm and viewing some of the things that I make out of bone. I hope that you have a very happy Halloween. You are welcome to come back at any time. Cheers.